everyone, and a very happy 2024 to everyone. Now this is a photo of my great-grandfather, who was a very brave man. He was a sea captain and he was also on the crew of a lifeboat. Now sadly he lost his life when the lifeboat overturned and all on board were drowned. The lifeboat was dispatched to save the crew and passengers from a vessel that had foundered during a storm in 1869, and as I said, all the crew of the lifeboat were lost. The crew and passengers on the stricken vessel actually rode out the storm and were all safe. Now onto the sketch. I've used Bristol board paper, which is very smooth, and in fact I think I prefer to use cartridge paper than Bristol board. Bristol board is great for doing pen and ink drawings where you need a very smooth finish, but I do prefer some sort of grain to the paper. I've also used graphite pencils in varying different softnesses. I did the outline with a 4H, which is very hard, and I used a B and 2B mostly, but also for some of the darkest colours a 5B and a 6B. To the problems I'm having with my glaucoma. I was diagnosed in 2017 with glaucoma, and I have, in my right eye, I have a blind spot which is a bit like half a polo mint, if you can imagine that. So I can see in the middle, I can see around the edges, but it is deteriorating. I've had a few operations, including having a microscopic stent put in to try to reduce the pressure in my eye. I have it slightly in the other eye, but I don't really notice it yet. What I've noticed about drawing portraits, and this isn't the first portrait I've noticed it with, and it never happened before, is that the portrait is slightly distorted. It looks like it's painted from an angle. I think it's because when I'm looking at the paper lying flat, I would be better off looking at it when it's on an easel. So I might try drawing the next portrait on an easel rather than drawing it flat. I noticed it after I finished, and that is what's happened before. I haven't noticed it whilst I'm doing it because I guess I'm too engrossed in it. But when I finished, I noticed that the angles are all wrong. The angle of the hat, the angle of his whole face looks like it's distorted. His nose is very long, and I did notice that whilst I was drawing it. So I need to really think about portraits when I'm drawing them nowadays. Now here I am filling in his hat, and I've used that piece of paper to stop myself from smudging anything. I always start at the top of a portrait and work my way down so that I tend not to smudge things. And you always, with pencil, just like colour pencils, just like watercolours, you go in layers and you gradually build up the layers to darker and darker. I found with using Bristol board that I need to use a much softer pencil in order to get darker colours. So that's why I went as high as a 6B. And I'm trying to get all the folds in his uniform. I really would like to do another portrait of him because I felt he deserves it. And so I'll try doing one using an easel next time. So I hope you've enjoyed watching this little sketch develop, and that you'll come back and visit my channel sometime soon. And I wish you all happy painting, and thanks for watching. See you next time.